For the last few months, I have been trying to do the right thing and stay at home and only go out to work and shop for necessities. But I have been bombarded with reports from people who have seen more spray boats than ever before all over this state. Just a few weeks ago, as I drove to work, I noticed two suspicious trucks that were parked at the end of my street. One of the trucks had an amphibious vehicle on the trailer. The second truck was loaded with tanks that appeared to be full of chemicals and was towing an enclosed trailer. From across the street, I watched as the trailer opened and out came a golf cart vehicle outfitted with a spray tank. They also unloaded the amphibious vehicle. The two went in opposite directions, so I followed the amphibious vehicle and caught up to it just as it drove into a creek. He was in the Danforth Creek, which drains right into the South Fork of the St. Lucie River. He began spraying the crap out of this tiny creek. He disappeared behind some trees, so I crawled down the bank to get a better view of what he was doing. This creek is not navigable, nor is it being overrun with plants. This is just another waterway that the chemical cartel can dump their poisons and no one will notice. The grass you see here looks like it might be torpedo grass, but it isn't real clear what the target plant is because they just gives a squirt here and a squirt there. Kind of makes you wonder if he even knows which plants to spray. I don't know what that was. He just sprayed the air in front of him. That didn't hit any plants. This guy clearly is just spraying until the tank is empty and then he can go home. I have said this 1,000 times. Florida's waterways deserve so much better. I jumped back into the truck because I had to find out what the other cart was spraying because it went towards my house. As I came down my road, I saw him in the distance spraying the ditch that runs by my property. This is the same ditch that last year Martin County mechanically harvested the plants from, and I made a video of it in which I bragged about what a great county I lived in. I caught up to the cart just as it turned down a dirt road and began to spray a small ditch. This ditch runs into Bessie Creek, which flows into the North Fork of the St. Lucie River. In one day, they managed to poison both creeks that drain all of Palm City. I called the number on the truck and I asked them what they were spraying and who was paying them. They told me it was herbicides to control invasive plants, and it was Martin County Mosquito Control that was paying them. So I guess it's not enough that the Mosquito Control sprays us with insecticides. Now they're in the business of spraying our waterways with herbicides. Unbelievable. I went back to the ditch near my property, only to find a nice thick blue film covering the surface of the water. This blue color is from a dye that they mix with the herbicide so they can see where they sprayed. I'd say they got this ditch pretty good. 20 feet down the ditch from this blue slime, I saw honeybees gathering water to bring back to their hive. Bees get their water from sucking it out of mud, and then they take this chemical-laden water back to the hive where they feed it to all the worker bees. They didn't have far to fly because this ditch is in front of a commercial bee operation that has hundreds of hives. Doesn't that make you want to go and buy some of this guy's honey? I checked the ditch 4 days later, and there was still a blue scum in the ditch. These chemicals stick around for a lot longer than they say they do. Who knows how many chemicals these bees took back to their hives? This is exactly why honeybees are in so much trouble. I don't care where you live, there is someone spraying herbicides near your home. It's being sprayed on our food, in our drinking water, in our precious lakes. Our golf courses are getting hosed, and now the drainage ditches right outside of our front door. Honeybees are the lucky ones because many scientists say that they would already be extinct if it wasn't for beekeepers. The real threat is to the other pollinators that humans have not domesticated. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of insects that pollinate our food. Bumblebees, wasps, beetles, and butterflies, just to name a few. The population of some of these species of butterflies is down 90%. Honeybees are by far the best pollinators, and they are responsible for pollinating 1/3 of all of our food. Scientists believe that when the bees die, humans will soon follow. Everyone listening to this knows someone who has died from cancer. Human extinction has already begun. I'm hoping to slow it down so my grandchildren don't have to die through it.